So, we're starting today with how to tune. You're not gonna be able to do good runs if your car doesn't have a very high limit. So first, we're gonna start off with FF cars today. What is FF cars? It's basically Honda. Yeah, in a nutshell. But how would you want to tune an FF car? First, let's go for the height. Being too low with an FF car can cause torque steer, so I'd recommend you best leave this alone. You can increase camber and decrease camber however you like, but this will affect performance a tiny bit. For height, I would go as low as 0.02. Why? I mean, for other people this is very high and this won't make cold grip, but I think this is very balanced already since the Integra is already low to begin with. Now let's start. Then the second is offset. The sweet spot for offsets in patch right now when they updated the game is 0.05, because going to 0.010 just fucks up your car in a nutshell sometimes. So I just leave it at that. So now that we have the fitment done, the next thing we want to do is do the suspension. How would the suspension work? For dampening, front dampening, if you higher front dampening, it will cause more oversteer if your rear dampers are less than the fronts, which is like that right now. But if you make your rear dampers more than the front, then it will cause understeer in the corner end. If your driving style depends on oversteer, I recommend adding more front dampening, or just typing something in general that's more than the rear dampers. But I recommend 10 to 20 difference in dampers. For example, like this. Yes, that's a good example for me. Now for the stiffness. More stiffness to the front will result in much more easier handling. How do I say easy? It's because it's much more reactive when you press the car, the turning. When you turn, it's much more active. It's like steering angle before it was made. For me, since we're in C1, I'll just higher that a tiny bit, then lower this by like that. 1,000 or more difference will make you it will feel much more muted to the car, since the noticeable range for me is at least 200 difference or 100 difference, sometimes even being the same can make different feel depending on the car. Now, brakes. You see I have it on. This has the tendency to break your car in a nutshell. So we're gonna upgrade it to stage 1. What brakes does is, if you click more here, then that means that your front brakes, which are these brakes, will get more braking power than the rears. For me, that's the traditional. If you want to try to go for your rear and not your front to reduce load in your front tires, you can lessen this and it will go for me, I'll make it so it's the traditional way for tutorial purposes. We're not here to control today. Now wait, just this alone, this affects your car's suspension in every way. It'll make it less stable. That's why there's suspension tuning. Many people ask for it once they upgraded the cars. They're gonna be like, oh, this feels way different. And they're gonna be trying to find their comfort zone, testing and experimenting. That's why I highly recommend tuning for people that have the money to even spend the weight to upgrade. Now ECU is pretty much just higher torque, sometimes higher torque, sometimes just higher top speed or acceleration for that matter. Depends on what car you got. Also, there's a bug that your backfire won't be enabled, so you just turn it on. Now gears. Oh yes, this takes a while. Gears for FF cars are certainly longer than the usual or shorter than the usual. Why? This is to, of course, prevent the torque steer from overloading the tires. Because at a high speed, FF cars tend to understeer even more because the already high speed towing of the tires, and combine that with turning and braking, that's just gonna overload these front tires and you're just gonna be dead. So I recommend you either make it dog box style, like this one. That's what this one's dog box style. Wait, actually, this is dog box style. Second gear short, and third gear is long gear. But since we're in the highway, we're just gonna shorten our fourth gear and our fifth gear. You're probably asking me right now, why are you shortening the gears? Won't that reduce the top speed? You see, in this game, this is not the real max speed. That's just the flat max speed. That's what the engine can output. But the top speed of your car is much more higher. It's like 10 to 20 kilometers higher than advertised. So you're not really losing out on something. But if your peak power doesn't match your red line or your gearing, then you have to redo your gearing so you can match the peak power and get maximum top speed. So for me, I'll go with this, then I'll lengthen the final drive. We're gonna make it so it hits 260 right there. That's pretty much it for tuning FF cars. Now let's test the car. But before that, let's add some kits to this. This looks pretty boring to you, not gonna lie. Of course, car button's always in check. Let's do a time attack. Yes. Carbon fiber. Also, thing to note, wide bodies can actually affect your car's performance because of the head box being bigger and stuff like that. So you have to watch out for that. There we go. That works. Oh, amazing. Sensors. Seems like I missed. There's rear bumpers. Time attack bumper. There we go. Now we're ready to race. We should test it out. I don't even have a script for this video. I'm just going the way it goes. So yeah, if you consider liking the video, you should subscribe so you can see more content like this coming in the future. And A cars usually get more power as they rev higher, which is really good. For this one, the gearing is actually much more the same. So I think we might see that I have to lift notice how you drive the car and how especially on maps that you suck at. Oh no. Drive your own car in stock and compare it to your brand spec. That's how you should do. That's why I recommend creating builds in your garage. You don't just slap all of your upgrades in your car. I'll show you that in a second. This is how you should be making your builds in the garage. Click swap build, then make a new build other than this or cooperate one. So if your car breaks, you can just click this one, delete this one, then make a new one so your car doesn't break. If your car does break, I recommend you take screenshots of your tune after completing them and saving them somewhere so it won't be totally lost once you're done with the tuning part. So I guess that's it for now. I hope you guys have a great day, and this is just part 1 of how to tune. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next how to tune video, or maybe racing lines video I'm going to be creating in a short while. So yeah, see you there.